Welcome to Sacred Art High School. So today we are going to learn science. Lesson number 15, sound. Here we are going to understand the production of sound, propagation of sound and medium, frequency of sound waves, sound and music, sound produced by humans, sound generation by a loudspeaker. So let's start with the production of sound. Children, sound is a form of energy which produces sensation of hearing in our ears. Sound is produced by the vibrations of an object. Example: stretched membrane, string under tension, tuning fork. If you take the example of a tuning fork, children, a tuning fork is made of two prongs and a stem. Keeping the stem steady, if the prongs are struck, they start vibrating. Propagation of sound and medium. Sound needs a medium such as air for propagation. As sound travels through air, there occurs change in pressure and density in air. For example, this figure shows part of the setup of a bell jar. A vacuum-tight bell jar contains an electric bell connected to the power supply through the lid of the jar. The jar is placed on the smooth horizontal surface such as glass. Initially, the vacuum pump is off and the jar contains air. The circuit containing the bell is completed using the key or the switch so that the bell starts ringing. This can be heard outside the jar. Then the vacuum pump is switched on so that it starts removing the air from the jar. We find that the level of ringing sound heard goes on decreasing as the quantity of the air in the jar becomes less and less. When the pump is operated for a sufficiently long time interval, the quantity of air in the jar becomes so less that the level of ringing sound becomes very slow. Sound is hardly audible, but we can see the striker in the bell hitting the gong. Thus, we can conclude that sound generation and propagation needs medium. Frequency of sound waves. Sound waves travel in the form of waves. A wave consists of cycles of alternate compression and rarefaction. The number of cycles produced in the air or any other medium per second is called frequency of sound wave. It is expressed in hertz. 1 hertz is equals to 1 cycle per second or 1 vibration per second or 1 oscillation per second. Sound and music. In musical instruments like sitar and violin, vibrating strings produce sound. In musical instruments like flute and shehnaई, vibrating air column produces sound. Sound produced by humans. In the humans, sound is produced in the larynx. Here, production of sound occurs due to vibration of the stretched vocal cords. Sound generation by a loudspeaker. Very loud sounds can be produced by using a loudspeaker. If sound level is around 100 decibels, the sound can be harmful to us. If you see this diagram, it shows the internal construction of a loudspeaker. Here, a coil is wound around a permanent magnet. The conical screen of the loudspeaker is attached to the coil. When a current is passed through the coil, a magnetic field is produced. Its interaction with the permanent magnet results in the back and forth motion of the coil. The frequency and the amplitude of the motion of the coil depends on the variation in the current through the coil. As the coil moves, the conical screen also moves back and forth. The vibration of the screen produces sound waves in air. Very loud sound can be produced by changing the current. Children, we should take care that others are not disturbed when we study sound and its production. Sound production pollution is a major cause affecting the environment and social health. Hence, we should find ways to avoid sound and pollution. Thank you. Not